What is the significance of Zambia's 53rd independence anniversary? And what is the Zambian government's position on Barotse National Freedom Alliance's call for autonomy? Why was South Africa's struggle for freedom of particular importance to the people of Zambia? And why is Zambia not using its geographical location to help advance the regional industrialization strategy? What time is it? It's question time. Welcome to the show. My name is Barotse. Today marks 53 years since Zambia gained independence from Britain in 1964. The Southern African country's freedom was a ray of hope to neighbouring countries, which were also subjected to colonial dominance at the time. The celebrations come in the wake of calls for autonomy by the Barotse National Freedom Alliance. The alliance is demanding power they allege successive Zambian regimes stole from them. The festivities happen in a week of particular importance to South Africa. The country is celebrating the life of former president of the ANC, Oliver Reginald Tambo. Recently, President Jacob Zuma launched the O.R. Tambo Heritage Site House in Chelston in Lusaka, where Tambo spent the better part of his exile years there. Analysts are calling on Zambia to translate its years of freedom into economic emancipation. This, they say, could help towards turning intra-regional trade into a reality. We are live. Therefore, you can call us and air your views on 089-110-4210. Our international number +2789 110-4210. Or tweet us your comments. Our Twitter handle @QuestionTime24. My guest today, Aisha Kaji. She is a political analyst, and joining us from our Hatfield studios is the High Commissioner of Zambia to South Africa, His Excellency Emmanuel Mwamba. I welcome you both. And Your Excellency, welcome to the show as well. Congratulations on the 53rd anniversary. But I want us to start on another note. The Must reported yesterday that the Guptas have landed in Zambia.
Welcome and thank you for the congratulations. There is no truth whatsoever to such a report. There is an opposition leader called Mr. Xavier Chimba who made the allegation. There's no truth whatsoever. It's not supported by any facts or any circumstances. It's just one of those political noise that is made to attract newspaper headlines. But thank you for the congratulations.
Well, is it not true that, because the Must reports here that even the showgrounds are going to be moved from Lusaka to Chisamba?
The gentleman who made the allegation has made numerous corruption allegations just the last few months, and none of the allegations are true. It's just to, like I said, to attract political attention. Like many opposition leaders, they would like to do that. But I hope that it doesn't move away from the fundamental issues that we wish to discuss, our national independence and the significance of its commemoration today.
No, it wouldn't, of course, but I mean, as we look at your independence, you know that the Guptas are accused of undermining independence where they operate from. So it would be interesting to just establish if state capture is now moving to Zambia. And I had to start there just to get commitment from you that it is not true that the Guptas are in Zambia. So there's no business whatsoever which is being run or controlled by the Guptas, either in partnership, in minority or majority.
It's a malicious report that has been issued. We are not aware. We usually observe all international investment that go to our country. We have not received such a report. And we don't think that there is anything to that other than, like I stated, a malicious report.
Okay, that's fine. 53 years though, Your Excellency. What is there to celebrate?
A lot. Zambia is free. The region is free. When we became independent, the region was not free other than a few countries, Malawi, Tanzania, and Kenya. But the neighboring states were not. And His Excellency, our founder, President Kenneth David Kaunda, played a key and instrumental role in ensuring that the neighboring states got independent. You are aware that he housed in Lusaka, as Zambia, we housed many liberation movements from Angola, Mozambique, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and then, of course, you are aware that the ANC and other political parties as liberation movements were situated and located in Lusaka. As we speak now, the entire region is free, Zambia is free, and we are happy of that. We are no longer shackled by colonial chains.
Okay. Aisha Kaji, let me bring you in here. The relationship of Zambia and the liberation movement in the southern hemisphere is quite a detailed one.
It's a detailed one, it's a remarkable one. As His Excellency has said, there's a long history of supporting the so-called frontline states in their own struggles for independence, and then once they achieved that, in supporting the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa. As you've said, Oliver Tambo spent a huge part of his life in Lusaka. The ANC was based there for a while. And I'm very, very relieved to hear His Excellency say that there is no truth to this Gupta rumor, because the Zambian government has, in most cases, legitimately supported the ruling party here in South Africa, the ANC, in most cases, as I say, and particularly in the anti-apartheid struggle. But there have been one or two occasions when perhaps the record of the Zambian government hasn't been quite so good. One of those, of course, is when Katiza, who was a key witness in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission hearings against Winnie Mandela, was spirited out of the country, allegedly held in a Lusaka prison, and then eventually made his way to England, where he told his story. Now, that was a blot on the landscape of South Africa-Zambian relations. But the other blot would be, if it were true, that Zambia were harboring those agents of state capture that have been so broadly and deeply implicated in the current corruption mess that South Africa finds itself in. So I certainly hope, Your Excellency, that there is no truth to this rumor, and I would look very, very closely to see if any of the Gupta-linked companies have investments, for example, in the copper belt in Kitwe.
Whoa. Well, the Guptas refused to go. Your Excellency, let's just deal with that quick one. Any investments by the Guptas in Kitwe?
We've given our official position on the matter. There is absolutely no element of truth. We monitor investment coming into our country, and we've not received such report or such visit through our embassy. But you know, we don't want to be entangled in the politics here. Are the Guptas non persona non grata? Have you arrested them here? Have they been tried? Are they banned to do business? You know, but
now
that's
the
another
politician
story.
in you is coming out.
Yep. That's another story.
The politician in you is coming out now. You're now getting my attention, Your Excellency. Now that you're questioning whether they've been arrested or not, I'm beginning to doubt if what you said is actually true. So, let's talk about this.
No, it is.
I'm going to ask
true.
you for the last time. Are the Guptas doing business in Lusaka, or rather in Zambia?
If they were doing any business in Lusaka, Zambia, we'll let you know. But so far, we have not received a formal or informal interest in our country. The speculation arises from the close relationship that us as an embassy have forged with this country. We've had state visits between Zambia and South Africa just in the last 2 years. You are aware that President Edgar Lungu visited South Africa in December.
Yeah.
He was here for a 2-day state visit.
Yes.
And President Jacob Zuma reciprocated with another state visit to our country. And he also opened our agriculture show, which is held in the showgrounds, the place of speculation. Our relations are justified that we should have these state visits. If you look at the statistics, Zambia is one of South Africa's biggest trading partner, top 10 trading partner. You are aware that, for example, South African Airways takes about 35 flights a week into our country. The significant movement of business between the two countries is in excess of $2.8 billion. You have over 100 companies, South African companies, that are located and resident in Zambia and supporting our economy. So South Africa is significantly a big business partner, big investment partner, before we even talk about our historical ties. So the relations, as they deepen between the two presidents, between the two countries and between the two peoples, is justified by the statistics.
Okay. Kingsley, you are in Senton. Welcome.
Good evening, Paul.
Hi, welcome, Kingsley.
Yes, thank you very much. Paul, I think the questions you're putting through to the Excellency is very wrong. Number one, the Guptas have not been prosecuted here in South Africa, but for you to ask questions that in another territory is totally wrong. I don't think that's right. I think you should probably withdraw that because it's not been prosecuted here in South Africa.
What must I withdraw?
You must withdraw the statement that the Guptas is criminal because they are criminals, whereas they've not been prosecuted in South Africa.
But Kingsley, Kingsley,
Yeah?
wait. Let's get something right here.
Okay.
I did not say that the Guptas are criminals, did I?
No, what your insinuation states that.
My what?
What you're saying, your insinuation, what you're saying.
Okay, I would rather we deal with what I said as opposed to insinuations, because if it's a matter of insinuation, it means it's just a question of interpretation by the person who's listening. And I'm saying I've never said the Guptas are criminals. I was just saying, I mean, they are a controversial family here in South Africa, and in politics, perception is everything, and there's nothing wrong with me asking that. I'm not going to withdraw asking that type of a question. What was your other point?
No, it's wrong because it's politics. You bring politics to another territory, which is Zambia. It's a own republic. It's wrong. That's the way I look at it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. That's the beauty of freedom of expression, that you're able to express how you feel, and we can disagree where we disagree and agree where we agree. We're taking your calls, 089-110-4210. When we return, we talk about the independence of Zambia. This is Question Time.
Do you have a funeral policy?
Making someone's dreams come true is not always as simple as saying yes. But AVBOB's Cashback Funeral Plan not only provides funeral insurance for your family, but also helps you to say yes to life's little extras. Because for every 5 claim-free years, you'll get an entire year's premiums based on your monthly premium value, paid back in cash. SMS Duduza to 41790 and we'll call you. AVBOB, we're here for you.
If you want AVBOB to contact you, SMS Duduza and your name to 41790.
Welcome back. My guest today, Aisha Kaji. She's a political analyst, and joining us from our Hatfield studio is the High Commissioner of Zambia to South Africa, His Excellency Emmanuel Mwamba. And please do give us a call, 089-110-4210. If you're outside the borders, +2789-110-4210. Your Excellency, are you benefiting from your trade relations with South Africa? How are the scales tilted?
First of all, the scales are not good. They favor South Africa, almost 90% to 10%. While South Africa exports finished products to Zambia, sometimes through the retail chains that have been set up, we're exporting very little. It is for this purpose that we've strengthened our relations. We had what is called a Joint Commission of Cooperation, the JCC. Our two heads of state have now elevated it to a binational commission, a commission that will be chaired by themselves once a year. And we hope that will resolve all the barriers, non-trade barriers that are hindering this good business and trade between the two countries. There are a few products that we can't access. We can't access the South African market. But through the meetings of our JCC, and now that will be the Binational Commission, these barriers are coming down and the trade is going to be more balanced, more equitable. But we are glad that South Africa has paid particular attention to Zambia in the SADC region, like I stated. Other than the SACU region, you know, the South African Customs Union, Zambia is its largest trading partner in SADC. And we want to grow that business, we want to grow that relation.
Yo, you are in Soweto, welcome.
Thank you, how's it been?
I'm well, thanks for the call.
I'm good, man. Paul, man, it's just a comment here.
Yes.
I think you're a bit unfair to the commissioner there.
How so?
With due respect, you are a bit sounding like an opposition. In terms of the Guptas, the Guptas are allowed to do business anywhere and everywhere they should, because they were never found guilty of anything, no trial or whatsoever.
Correct.
So I think your comment about putting this guy under pressure is not fair, sir.
It wasn't a comment, yo. It was a question. Whether or not they are doing business, you tell us yes or no.
But the guy has clarified the issue.
Yes, we have. That's why we have passed the matter.
Sorry?
That's why we have left the matter, because he answered.
Okay, cool, man. But don't sound like an opposition, sir. Just be neutral. Thank you.
All righty. Well, I don't know how opposition am I by asking about the Guptas, but let me bring you in here. The High Commissioner concedes that the scales are tilted in South Africa's favor.
True enough. Of the almost 3 billion mutual trade between the two countries, about 2 billion is in South Africa's favor. Both President Lungu and members of the Zambia Manufacturing Council, the Chamber of Commerce, etc., have said that needs to change, and it's true, it does need to change. For example, Zambia could supply some of South Africa's soya needs, which are currently being supplied by Latin America. But what would need to happen is that the phytosanitary standards as a barrier to that would need to be renegotiated. And the Zambian Bureau of Standards would need to be recognized as the South African Bureau of Standards is recognized in Zambia. So provided that both countries can come to an agreement on the relevant level of standard necessary, surely that balance of trade should change in the next few years. However, for that to happen successfully, transport links within the sub-region also need to be looked at quite urgently, because you get situations, for example, between Anglophone and Lusophone countries where the rail gauge is just a small difference, yet it prevents a rail link from going through the continent, at least through the southern part of the continent. And therefore you've got to go from rail to road or purely by road, and as we know, some of the road infrastructure is very poor.
Let's go to Nandi. Nandi, someone.
Thank you. I'm still on the line, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome, Paul. How are you, okay?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. I'm phoning wherever. It doesn't matter. I just want to say a word to this Zambian authority.
Yes.
Zambian whatever. Because you asked a question and you said, I'm asking it for the last time.
Yes.
And then he didn't answer that one, whether it's a yes or a no.
Well, I took it as a no. We said, well, so far the Guptas have not done business that we know. But, well, I mean, you know, they sometimes land at airports.
But I was waiting for him because he said a long story, but you couldn't get a yes or a no. answer.
Okay, well.
I'm not directing it to you. I said I direct it to him. Thank you. Bye,
Fine, and well, Your Excellency, just answer that question for the last time. Are the Guptas doing business in Zambia? Yes or no?
It's sounding like an exam question. It's very clear. I've stated that we have not received any interest from a business associated or companies associated with the Guptas in our country.
Okay.
If such a request was made or interest was made, we would inform you, and decisions will be made on the merit of any case. All I think made very clear that this was a very malicious, false report generated by an isolated individual who runs a one-party, a one-man party, and he calls himself an opposition leader, and made this broad allegation that was covered by a newspaper called The Mast.
Yes.
There's no truth to it.
Okay.
As I sit in South Africa here, I know all the businesses registered in Zambia that are South African that have expressed interest to invest in our country.
Okay.
I'm fully aware. And if there was such any interest, like I'm saying, it's something we can share with you.
Okay, so what you're saying, you have not approved any lending of any plane there. Let's go to Francois. Francois, you are in the Western Cape. Oh, Eastern Cape.
Eastern Cape.
Yes, Eastern Cape, sorry.
Yeah. Good evening, Paul. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for the call, Francois.
Very well, thanks. Mine is just a quick one, Paul.
Yes.
It's concerning your question posed to the High Commissioner there.
Yes.
Your questions are on point. And you're not actually in opposition when you posting those questions. The implication of your question is also to say that because Zambia is actually our neighbors, and the question also could relate to the relations that Zambia have with South Africa, because Zambia is actually engaged in, some bilateral, relations with South Africa and so on.
Yes.
Now, your questions are quite relevant because now, when you mention the Gupta's name, then it doesn't mean that you are opposing them for doing business with anyone. But right now, anyone, if there's anything leveled at anyone, I think the best way is to withdraw from anything so that you'll be cleared. Because now the Americans are involved in this, South Africa is implicated in a lot of things, and obviously to me, I just think about this. If I'm a friend to you, I will introduce my friends to you. Now, obviously, because of the links with the Guptas by some hierarchy there, it is possible that they might also introduce the friends to other of their friends and so on. I mean, your questions are relevant and on point. That is actually my view.
Thanks very much, Francois. Thank you so much. Well, let me, as we wrap, brother, let me just quickly, with the High Commissioner. Your President, High Commissioner, says in his statement last night that when he addresses the issue of national unity, he says the country is a blend of 73 tribes with different religions and political persuasions. Despite our diversity, we are all Zambians. Barotse don't think so.
Yeah, even that matter is quite isolated. Even in Barotse land, there are over 38 ethnic groupings that make the people of Western Province. It's not supported by census or opinion. The BNC you are quoting is some small, minuscule, isolated institution, does not reflect the will of the people that live, the over 38 ethnic tribes that live in Western Province. Zambia is a unitary state, founded so one Zambia, one nation, and it lives happily as such.
Okay. Ashkaji, your closing remarks, what would be your message to the High Commissioner?
Well, my message to the High Commissioner would be that, firstly, congratulations on the independence anniversary. And it's really great that it's happening in the same week as the birthday of Oliver Tambo, which is on Friday, and that they've opened Chelston House in his memory. So I think all of that is great. I would really, really, really caution the Zambian government to make very sure that the Guptas are not introduced into the business community in Zambia, because even though they haven't been tried or found guilty of any crimes here, the email linkages showing their linkage to state capture in this country are wide enough and deep enough that I would caution any administration in getting involved with them, because that administration will find that it's to the detriment of the people of that country, even if it might put money in some leaders' pockets.
Thank you very much. And indeed, we congratulate Zambia on their 53rd independence anniversary. That was Question Time for today. A big thank you to my guest and to you for watching the show. From me and the entire crew, you have yourself a wonderful time. I'm Barotse.